So I guess we're really looking at this area here as our focal point for mixed use.
I'm here to help facilitate ideas on a piece of ground which is ripe for redevelopment. It's to the west of Washington, to the north of Pratt, so it's at that intersection. And it is bounded by the Dallas Creek and the floodplain that is essentially from there on to the north and to the west. So we've got this area which on two sides are bounded by fairly busy streets. And obviously kind of commercial uses to be happiest there. And the other two sides, facing north and facing west, are facing over floodplains, which will ultimately become recreational areas. So that all that housing be relocated probably into less large units. So we won't get so many units focused together. They'll be interspersed with other neighborhoods throughout the community. And the developed area, which is basically kind of light industrial, will be redeveloped. That's just the nature of the way cities grow. Every 30 or 40 years, a lot of buildings get removed and replaced. So here's an exercise. What would we like to have for the next 40 years?
There's a new right-of-way that's shown on Pratt going towards the west, where we're realigning that road. So you'll have a little bit more land in the southwest corner to work with than you currently have today to pull that down to the new right-of-way.
You only can make the best choices when you know what your options are. And by bringing everybody in with the engineering perspective, the landscape architect's perspective, the architect's perspective, the political perspective, the economic development perspective, we see the thing in its entirety. We're not just looking at it through one lens.
If we do on-street parking, can we still build up with trees and...
It's a tool that helps in the political process when you go to say, well, now we want to change our plan. We want to change some of our regulations. We want to build in more flexibility in the regulations on some aspects and make things a lot easier for developers to do. But we also want to have some structure so we don't get formless, sprawl development that is inefficient by building single-story, single-use buildings. Single-story, single-use buildings in the city of Huntsville just don't make sense because you've got very valuable land, water, sewer, electrical, probably natural gas, and all of the street infrastructure. It's too valuable to squander with single-story, single-use buildings. So even if we're looking at retail, we're looking at offices above, and that might face the highway. And then what faces the parkland, the greenway, the floodplain, might be offices on the ground floor because it's good income for the developer, and then condos or apartments above overlooking the park and further away from Washington and Pratt, so they're quieter. So the site is a really easy one to break down. There's a quiet side, there's a busy side. There's a kind of a business side, there's kind of a relaxing park-like side.
The list of what uses.
But today we're looking at the urban core. Do you have any numbers on that, like that are actual studies?